record. Tick tock, tick tock. There we go. I think we're live. I think. Yeah, we're live. Okay, awesome. And then I can hit record. And we can get this party started, you guys. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We're back again. I know it's been a while. We've been traveling. We've been having life get in the way. But, that's part of life. Things come up. Sometimes you got to rearrange the schedule. But I've been missing you guys because, to me, I learned a lot from this call, either from me. Really, when I'm talking to everybody out there, I just want to let you know, most of the time I'm talking to myself. A lot of times I'm looking at this stuff like, I need to do more of that. I need to do more of this. And me and Michelle just love doing this call. We always hate missing. We always be like, well, can one of us at least make it? So, but Michelle, I don't know if you want me to go first. You want me to go first today, and then you piggyback, or you want to go first, or how you?
I do, because you have a great topic.
Okay, awesome, you guys. Well, for everybody that's in our company, we actually just came back from Orlando. We had a great corporate event there for our North America organization. I know I actually met some amazing people in our company from Australia, and they actually listening to our call, Michelle, just to let you know that they actually tune in to all of our recordings and everything. So people are watching from all over. So, but in our company, we had this amazing event, and it was a Dare to Dream event. And, everybody has a dream. Everybody has some kind of dream of what they want their life to look like, what they want their house to be like, how they want their kids to grow up, and how they have all these amazing dreams. And then a lot of times after the dreams, a lot of people have little weekly goals, monthly goals, and I encourage you to have all of that. But after you have that, because I know everybody's dreaming. For anybody tells me they're not dreaming, hey, you need to sit down and really think about, why did you stop dreaming? Was it because you just stopped looking at life like, hey, you know what? That's just too far-fetched. I was talking to somebody else. I forgot who I was talking to. It was a couple weeks ago or last week or so. And they just was like, yeah, I wish I could have something like that. That's just not for me. They was pretty much giving up on dreaming because they just settled into life. So I encourage you not to stop dreaming. I encourage you to keep on going. But then you're going to have those goals. You're going to have goals that you want to accomplish in a year, 2 years, 5 years. I hope you do have those. Now, let's get to the part that makes all of that really come to fruition. And there's 3 things that come and make that to fruition, you guys. That is action. First, that's plan. You got to have the plan. You got these dreams, you got these goals. Now you need the plan. What is your plan to make that happen? For instance, let's just say you need to make $10,000. Okay. You're in our company. How much product, if you were just to sell products, how many products would you have to sell to get to that $10,000 or $1,000? Maybe you want to save up and get out of credit card debt. Okay, perfect. You owe $30,000. Okay, how much product do you have that has to be moved so you can make $30,000 profit? What is your plan? See, a lot of people are scared to do, but I'm telling you, when you see the numbers, you be like, oh, okay, that's not bad. I can actually do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. What if it was just $200 extra a week, and bam, $200 extra a week in a year, you pay $2,400 off? Well, no, 20. No, that's, my math is way off. That's that times 4, because I only did 1 week. So times 4. Yeah, 10,400. So you just made $10,000. So in 3 years, you could pay off your $30,000 credit card. How would that feel? See, the plan is very, very key. And I don't care if you're going for a title. I don't care if you're going to see how many people we can help. How many people you can help get to a certain title. How long is it going to take for you to help 5 people to make $200? What is your plan to get everything done? You got to figure out what that plan is, because my dream is different than Marlene's dream. That's just the honest to God truth. Marlene's dream is different than Jerry's dream. Muthani's dream is different than Michelle's dream. George's dream is different than my dream. See, everybody's dream is different. So that means your goal is going to be a little bit differently. That means your plan is going to be different. So remember that when you're making up that plan, your plan is your plan, but you got to figure it out. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I'm tired of being in debt. I do want that college tuition paid for by the time my kids are 18. I do want this. I want this. I want this for my life. Okay, that goes along with your dreams. So that plan would definitely help you out. Then the next step is action. Now it's time to get to work, you guys. A lot of people don't want to do this. It is called network marketing. It means you got to do the work. You're not getting paid unless products are being moved or you got people in your organization moving products. We're in the company with products. I don't care if you're using Quick. I don't care if you're using or selling products online. I don't care if you're selling them outside of Walmart. You got to move products. You got to figure out a way. So how do you do that? It's all kinds of different ways. If you was on the last Saturday Zoom, you seen James talking about boards and how this is working. Trust me, it works a lot. I utilize that system and another system with Nick from Tim Sales. And between the two, I've already moved 27 sample packages, 5-day trials, and I have 4 people order boxes. That's just customers. That's 31 new people within the last 5 days. See, it's all a numbers game, you guys. Yeah, I sent out a lot of messages. Oh, well, I didn't know who was going to say yeah. I probably sent out about 140, but I got 31 new people. I like them numbers. And let's just say 31 of those people, let's say out of 4 or 5 of them say, hey, I want to do the business or I want to buy some more. Great. But I got numbers. And see, that's part of that action, you guys. You want to know where you're going to be at? There's 2 things you need to show me. You need to show me your calendar and show me where you're putting in work at. Yes, I know you may have life. Yes, I know. Marlene works. But I also know in her little pockets of time, I'm pretty sure she has little moments where she's like, you know what? I got 15 minutes here. I'm going to do something here with my business. Jerry, you probably the same way. Mutani does it all the time. George does it. See, now it's just time for you to fill in those little pockets of spot. Get that calendar out and say, you know what? Yes, I do work 8 to 5. Great. There's nothing wrong with the job. I'm not saying you got to leave your job to have success here. No, I'm saying you got to take action in those other little steps. Instead of, for anybody who's at the event, instead of watching Real Housewives or watch the event like the Deanna, Fred pulled me up there and with Christine and them, they're talking about, well, when you walk off the stage, whenever you see you don't want to do something, and one of the things was watch Real Housewives, and I was like, hey, I'm out of here. I ain't watching no Real Housewives. So instead of watching those TV shows, instead of watching all the football games, I'm not saying you just give up on life, but how about you still work your business? How about you only get to watch a football game after you do some work? How about you only get to watch your TV shows after you do some work? See, because you got people that are counting on you. You do. Michelle has kids that are counting on her. At the end of the day, Michelle can't just give up on life because she got people that's behind her looking for her. That's dependent on her. That's dependent on her and her husband to get things done. They don't care about what you got going on. They don't care about the trouble. They don't understand all that. They don't care that life can be stressful. They don't care about that. They care about you. You're their example. So, but then not even that, not even just the kids. Some of y'all may not have kids or some of y'all do, but you got a spouse that's counting on you. So you just gonna give up on the people that you don't want to because you don't feel like it? See, no, you got to still put the work in even when you don't feel like doing it. The action comes daily, you guys. Daily. Daily, daily, daily. Daily. You got to put in something. You got to do something. And so then with that, that's also the last one was consistency. That's where you do the daily part in. A lot of people work one day and be like, oh, I'm good. Now I don't have to do nothing for 7 days, 10 days. Like, you didn't, that's not work. That's not going to work. A lot of y'all overlook I think a lot of people just look at the price that we got started with, because some of us got started at the bare minimum. Some of us got started in the middle. Some of us got started at the high for $2,000. And well, from just buying the little boss up to $2,000, I guess you don't look at that as a lot of money. And the thing is, excuse me, and the thing is, had you invested imagine that being $2 million. Matter of fact, if you would still get sleep at nighttime with your efforts, knowing be honest with yourself. You don't have to put in the comments. I'm gonna be honest. I would feel disgusted by the amount of effort I put in over the last 12 months if I had spent $2 million on this. Why? Because I didn't work hard enough. I didn't work hard enough to get my $2 million back. See, a lot of times you look at this as a couple of $1,000 business and you ain't doing no work. You got to put the work in consistently. If you invested that much money, I promise you this, I wouldn't have to call to wake you up or anything. You'll be woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Who can I talk to? What's on my agenda? How many people am I going to talk to today? You wouldn't care. You would harass everybody and say, hey, you at least got to come check out my store. You at least got to come check out my restaurant. You at least got to come buy something from my franchise McDonald's, whatever it is that you just invest a lot of money in. Why? Because you spend so much money. And I think when you don't spend a lot of money on something, you don't really take value into it. That's why a lot of times, if you ever notice in with our business, if you gave something away for free, the person you gave away to for free really don't even take it serious. How many people in here is giving free product to somebody? How many of them are still around? For me, 0. Why? Because it was free. People don't value free. So take those 5-day sample packages, go sell them. 25, 30, 40. If you need more money, okay, maybe you do need to raise the price up because you need money. Let's be real. You're in business. Go sell it for $40. People spend $40. I'm in fantasy football. I just watched 10 of my friends spend $50 on fantasy football leagues, and they waiting a whole year just to see if they win $350 or $500, whatever it is, just to win $500. They're going to wait from September all the way to January just to try to win $500. People don't mind spending money. It's just the way you present it to them. What tools are you utilizing to get it in front of them? People don't mind it. Let's just go do this, you guys. Remember, the only way you're going to get to those dreams that you have, that you're sleeping with, that's on your mind, is by having your daily goals, your weekly goals, your monthly goals. But then you got to start putting in the action. Having that plan, you roll it out. Take a piece of paper, you guys, write it out, figure it out what it is you want. Okay, if I do this amount of, and track your numbers, track it. That's how I knew I sent out how many text messages I sent out. But that's also how I knew how many people signed up with trial packs, how many people bought boxes. Yeah, that's still almost, 140 to 41 people bought. Man, that's good numbers. So if I do another 140, I have some more money coming in. Okay, I like that. And imagine, do your own numbers. Do it in your head. If you're selling them for $25 for a 5-day sample pack, well, great. Do the numbers. You sold 10, you make $250. You sold 20, you make $500. How many of you can use $500 within the next week? Let's do the numbers. So how quickly are you going to get this in front of people? I'm pretty sure everybody on here has one of these. Every one of you has over 500 contacts in their phone. So send the message. What's the worst that they can say? I'm not interested. I had one guy, he said, hey, no, I'm not interested, but thanks. Sent it to somebody else. Sent it to somebody who he's like, hey, my friend sent me this. You might be interested. I sent it to you. He bought. That's how it goes, you guys. That's all I got for you guys. I want you guys to get into action over these next 7 days and the rest of this year. Finish your year out. I don't care what happened in the beginning of the year. That's the past. We can't change it. Now, one person can go back and say rewind, because that's the case. I'll rewind and make sure I didn't go to Florida to be with my grandma and grandpa when they passed away. I can't change life. You can't change that. But what I can change is how this year gonna end. See, that's up to me. Because if you believe like I believe, God don't want the worst for us. He wants the best for us. So that means the end of this year is up to me. The rest of my life is up to me. And the rest of your life, Jerry, is up to you, man. Michelle, it's up to you. Marlene, it's up to you. George, it's up to you. Sonia, Melissa, Melvino, it don't matter who's on here. The rest of your life is up to you. Now you got to go do the work to make something change. So Michelle, I'm gonna pass it to my partner in crime. This lady is so awesome, you guys. If you ain't never heard her, maybe this is your first time tuning in, you might want to get your pen and paper together, because she's the bomb.com and she's gonna give you some golden nuggets to go have success in your business.
Thank you, Ant. And you talked about something that has been on my mind today. You mentioned many times, it's a business, right? How many of us have ever had somebody not buy a product when they had the opportunity? How many had somebody who bought product for a little while and then they stopped? Ever had that? Yep. How many of us have had someone who we've presented them with product, with information, we've shared, we've told them our testimonies, and they didn't purchase then, but they did later, right? Everybody across the board has said yes to all of these. I want you to switch gears with your brain for a minute. I want you to think about your favorite restaurant, or maybe your favorite clothing or athletics line that you enjoy purchasing something from. Now, every time you leave the house and you drive by that restaurant, are you going to stop? No. Does that mean you don't like that restaurant? No. What about a product line that you enjoy? Let's just say it's a clothing line. You love their pants. Like, they got the best pants in the world. Your wardrobe is made up almost exclusively of those pants. Well, let's say the last time you bought them, you bought quite a few pairs. So just because they put out a sale for something a few weeks from now, maybe you don't purchase. Does that mean you don't like their pants? No, it does not. And sometimes in this industry, we have a tendency, when someone declines to purchase at any given moment, we're like, oh, they don't like me. That's not the case. It's a business. I have been criticized by people in my inner circle about this business. Anybody else ever had that happen? Every one of us, right? What I have been criticized for is when business slows, when people drop off. Oh, that's one of them things. That's what happens in network marketing. And I have to stop, because initially, we take it personally. We feel like, oh, they left me. They stopped ordering product. They must not like me anymore. When I feel like we owe it to ourselves, to our families, to our business, to step back and evaluate it for what it really is. When you consider any other business out there, it could be a restaurant, it could be a cell phone provider, it could be any business on the planet. You ask yourself, well, how do businesses stay in business? They need customers. How do you get customers? you share information about your product or service. The way that marketing works is it takes multiple exposures for someone to become aware of the product or service that you have available. Maybe they never even heard of you before. So just educating them, helping them to become aware of your brand. Maybe that's not the time when they're in the market for what we offer. That's okay. Continuing to show up, to be present, to create brand awareness so that when they are in the market, just like when you are in the market for that meal from your favorite restaurant, for the pants you love, you seek out that business for that product or service. We have the same thing here. We are educating people. We're creating brand awareness. We are helping people get to know us personally. And oh, by the way, I do this, that this is something that I help people with so that when they are looking to make a purchasing decision in the area of sports nutrition, of immune support, of anti-aging, of skincare, whatever it is in the product lines that we have that they're looking for, they will remember, oh, you know what? I think I remember Marlene asked me about that one time. I wonder if she's still doing that. Or, you know what? Anthony reached out and told me about something. I can't remember what that was. Maybe I'll reach out to him and see if he can refresh my memory. And we're laying the groundwork by having conversations with people, by sharing what we do. And sometimes, especially when it's people in our inner circle who doubt us, who doubt this industry, who have experienced setbacks and failures, and rather than choosing to overcome, to find a way around the challenge, they give up and say, that's one of them things. That doesn't work. Then they project that onto us, which is rude, by the way. Just saying, that's rude. But we internalize that. And we're like, oh, I mean, they're in my inner circle and they don't think this works. They're in my close circle of friends and they doubt me. Ouch, that hurts. But I have found with my photography business that doing business with my closest family and friends is sometimes not the best. I'm not saying I won't do work for them or that I don't want to work with them, but sometimes it's better to go outside that circle. Find the people who are looking for what you have, what you offer, what you can do to serve them. And you might have to talk to a lot of people, and that's okay. Home Depot doesn't run an ad for the Labor Day sale that they are having and get every single person in the door who lays eyes on their ad. It just doesn't happen. But the people who do, maybe they've been waiting for the right time. They've been eyeing that product. They've heard you talk about it. They've heard you share your testimony, your personal experience, and they're like, that sounds interesting to me. I might want to try that. But perhaps cost is a factor for them. And then they see you share something about that product. Hey, we're having a sale on that. And they're like, now is the time. Now's the time. And it wasn't the post that you shared because you're having the sale that was what brought them. It's the fact that they've had exposure over time, repeatedly, and there's an awareness, a knowledge in the back of their head that says, this is what Jerry offers. This is what Ant does. That's a product that Sonia has shared with me before. I was interested, but I couldn't afford it then. Now I can. And it's about becoming known for what you do, what you offer. And when people are in a position to make those decisions, then they will be open. They will seek us out. Let's change gears a little bit from the purchasing side of things and look at the ongoing order side of things. Look at the stick-to-itiveness, I'll say, of our customers or our brand partners. Have any of you ordered a product ever at any point that you enjoyed for a little while? You had a need for it, you used it for a while, and then something changed. Maybe it's your financial situation. Maybe it's you tried something different that you like better. Maybe it's you're no longer enjoying it, or you forget to take it, or whatever that looks like. And so you decide, I'm not going to order that anymore. Was it a waste of that person's time to sell you their product? No, it wasn't. As a business, that was a customer that we served for a period of time. They gained benefit from our product for the duration of the time that they chose to be a consumer of it. And there's a natural life cycle that happens with business. And we offer highly consumable, high quality, effective products that make a real difference in people's lives. And so I find that once people get started with it, they recognize that it's benefiting them. There is a significant benefit to their life. And so I feel like they're less likely to walk away from it. But people have their own quirks. They have their own habits. They have, varying degrees of how consistent are they willing to be for their own health in their own habits. And sometimes I've had people reach out to me and say, I have a lot of excess on hand. Can you stop my order for a while? They're not asking me to stop their order because they're mad at me. They haven't been good about taking their product consistently. And so instead of getting upset and taking it personal and feeling like, oh gosh, they're never going to order from me again, I say, absolutely, not a problem. Let me know when you're ready to get that turned back on, and we can do that. And so we have the opportunity, even in the termination or temporary pause of someone's auto delivery, their subscribe and save, we have the ability to serve them and create good connection and relationship. Because if someone reaches out and says, hey, I need to pause or cancel my order for a while, if we treat them badly because they decided to cancel their order, do you think they're going to want to come back? Nope. Even if they like the product. If they were treated badly by the person who got them started with it, they'll either completely give up on it and not come back, or they might seek out somebody different who provides the same product. So it's our responsibility to our customers, to our brand partners, if they hit a space in their life where they need to make a different decision, that we support them in that we are kind and compassionate in that. Because I can tell you, I have had customers and brand partners return to me after a period of time when they said, that wasn't the right timing, but I'm ready to get going again. And that's how business is. We will have periods of time where we frequent the same restaurant on a weekly basis because it's really good. We really like it. And then we try something else. And then we're there for a little while. We don't change our habits because we're mad at the restaurant. It's just business, and people have different preferences, and a customer today might not be a customer next month, and vice versa. And so it's important as we navigate this industry that we don't regard this as different than any other business. We still acquire customers through creating brand awareness, through education, through helping people know what we have available. And every other business out there is exactly the same way. Listen to Tim Sales educate and train on the pipeline. And the way he explains it, he uses real estate as one of his prime examples. The process of acquiring customers is exactly the same. It doesn't matter what the industry is. Business survives through acquiring customers and hopefully creating loyal customers and then referrals. And it keeps that cycle of business going. And so if we're consistently educating people about who we are, what we offer, we're creating a brand awareness so that people know that when it's the right time for them to make that decision, they know who to go to. In fact, they want to come to us specifically because we've taken the time to educate, to share our knowledge without an agenda. And we can recognize that there will be ebb and flow. And it becomes easier to not take it personally when we understand that it's business, that there is a natural life cycle to consumer relationships with business. And so by consistently getting out there with our plan, like Aunt talked about, taking that action consistently in letting people know that we're in business, that we have a great product that we can help them with, we're able to navigate that ebb and flow with business. But if we work for a little while, we get some good business going, and then we stop working, we're going to lose our customer base. But when we're consistent in our action, when that ebb and flow happens, we can survive it. We can navigate it a lot better. We won't feel the impact of it when people drop off because we're consistently out there building. We're consistently out there growing. So this week, I encourage you to sit down and think about your business and identify what are your business goals. What are your targets? How are you going to get there? Create a plan and put it in place. And then when you experience the natural attrition that happens with business, understand it, but don't internalize it. And then take steps to bring in more business. And that's how we're going to grow. And as we do that over time, we get a bigger base. And then it'll shrink back, but then we get a bigger base. And then we lose a few, but we keep growing and we get a bigger base and a bigger base. And over time, that's how we build big, effective, successful businesses. So let's not take it personal. Let's treat people as the valuable people that they are and not as money coming in, because they'll know, they feel the difference. So identify those things in your business, work towards it this week. And then I want to hear next week about some of the things that you identified this week and how you've maybe made a shift in how you approach your business. So thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate seeing you every week. It's valuable to us that you take the time, that you make it a priority to join us on this call, that people will set aside time in their busy lives to attend an event we put on. It's really meaningful to us. I know Aunt appreciates it. I appreciate it. You guys are valuable to us. So thank you. Blessings to you this week and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Great